London-based
Jamaican bassline. Deadly.
This is Deadly
Links.
What's good, people? Welcome to Deadly Links. Becca D here, and joining me today is probably the most recognisable voice in dancehall across the globe, Sean Paul. Welcome, man.
What's up, Becca? How are you?
I'm very good. It's good to see you.
Same here. Same. I'm outside in my yard.
Is this your studio or your house?
House
Ah,
over
cool.
there. Yeah, so I'm just chilling.
Nice. I actually got to see your studio. You weren't there, but I did come through
really?
with Ching Ching. Yeah, man.
Oh, mad.
He
Yeah,
took
little
us-
box we have.
Yeah, it's cool, man. He took us to like a dance, and we just hung out with him a little bit, and he was like, come through the studio, we played some tunes. It was a vibe.
Yeah, mad.
So you have been a very busy boy, man. You've just dropped your new album, Live and Livin', and you got a whole other new album coming next month. It's crazy. I mean, we got a lot to talk about today.
Yes, ma'am. I've been saying next month we're gonna roll out singles next month, but the cycle's gonna start next month in May. For the actual drop date, I don't know when, but I do have from about January, everything's kind of done on both albums, and that's when I decided to just drop the two.
Sick. Okay, well, let's start with Live and Living, shall we? Since that is out now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yo, hard record, pure dancehall. Something like 21 collaborations on there. So sick.
Yes, ma'am.
And I love how varied the collabs are as well, from like Buju to Intense to Skilly Bang to Movado. You've covered all grounds here. So why was it so important for you to make this record with so many artists and bring everyone together?
I just been feeling for a long time to do an album like this. When I speak with Junior Gang or Buju or Shaggy, some major players in our genre, we always come up with a conversation. We always say, we don't collaborate enough. We don't tour enough together. We don't support enough of our brothers in the genre, and we should. And it's been on my mind. And then the pandemic kind of just gave me the time and space. You know what I mean? I tour for more than 6 months out of the year on a usual basis for over 20 years. So it's kind of hard doing that and doing albums that I'm obligated to do for other people. So I was putting together the album for Island Records, which is going to drop soon, last year when this pandemic hit. It's kind of just, I sat at home for quite some time, about 5 months, not doing anything. I was scared, listening to news reports, conspiracy theories, friends, praying for people who actually contracted it and have been fighting in a hospital. It's been quite a few over the last few months. And so then I started to go back in the studio and realize that, I'm alive and I'm living. And I think we need that as a positive affirmation. So I call this album that. It's also for the people who think that dancehall is dead and it's gone and it's nowhere. And so it's for that whole thing. You know what I mean? I wanted to show unity in the community. I've been a fan of people like Masca and Skilly Bang's work. I've also, of course, been a fan of, Buju and people like Junior Gang. I'm very friendly with from prep school. So everybody who I've worked on this album with is someone who I revere, whether for talent or just determination. Suku from Ward 21 is a great artist and great producer. So is Junior Gang. So is Squash. So is Serrani. So is, who else can I say on the album? DeMarco, he's somebody who built tracks for the album. So for me, Left Side as well. So for me, it's all great talented people who I'm friends with. And it's evident in some of the songs you hear, the camaraderie. I just kind of wanted to put it out there, make people, what can I say? Every time that I've had a bad time in my life, music has helped me. I've leaned up on music, you know what I mean? So I just feel that this time is just a perfect time for a lot of music. I don't know. I'm going with that feeling.
It really is. And it's definitely given me some life when I need it. That my favourite tunes change all the time. At the moment, it's the one with Serrani. Protect me from the enemies. Ain't living much longer. I say a prayer for my betrayer.
For my betrayer.
Yeah, banger.
Mad.
Yo, I sing it in the shower. That's me, that one. That's me.
Yeah, these are prayers, you know what I mean? This one, the song with Mavado, definitely prayers. So a lot more conscious material on this album that people might not know me for. But also I kind of get deeper with songs with Bugle called Danger Zone, Bugle and Subtle Bliss, Jesse Royal and Stonebwoy and Muta Baruka and Guns and Navarone. Lionheart was a statement song. And as you just mentioned, the song with Serrani and also Mavado. To me, it shows a little bit of growth, or it shows a little bit of my maturity. I've been put in the Mr. Gimme The Light box for a long time, which I really don't mind. I like being that guy. It's very high energy, party music and fun. But also there's a conscious side to me that I don't think my public really gets to see or knows often. And I'm displaying it here in this album with just these thoughts, you know what I mean? So thank you for noticing that song. I'm glad that's your favorite right now.
Yeah, man, for sure. And I do, and the Guns of Navarone track as well. Like, and I love that Jesse is on that. Jesse is a Deadly favorite. We love him. Why? I mean, because he's one of the only sort of non-dancehall acts on there. Like, he's a roots artist. So why did you want Jesse to sort of represent the roots?
I just felt those lyrics kind of reflected stuff he's been about. You know what I mean? Also, for me, it's one genre. I know that we've developed and we've been different, but with artists like Sizzla and Capleton and even Chronix, these are guys who use reggae tracks, but they spit DJ lyrics on it. So it's a blended genre to me anyway, and I don't see the difference. I've just never heard Jesse Royal on a dancehall track, so to speak, and I thought it would be interesting, you know?
Yeah, it works. He kills it. And I like how you chose to put together certain artists that we wouldn't necessarily have heard on tracks together, you know? Like having...
Ching Ching and Gang.
Exactly. Skilly Bang and Massacre, Mavado and Stasco. Like, how did you choose who was going to go on what track? And yeah, I'd love to hear about that process.
It was really a natural process. It wasn't me going brainstorming, oh, this would sound nice, you know? Even with Stonebwoy getting on the album, he's the only non-Jamaican on the album. Big up to him, big up to Ghana. You know, he came to the studio just to check me. He's like, I'm in Jamaica, I'm doing some work, and I just want to say, what's up? I was like, come true. So he comes through. And I don't know if when you came there, you sat on the outside with anybody, but the outside is really where there's nothing out there, but that's where we congregate and talk about stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah, we reason and things. So we were there and we were playing the album that we kind of just finished mixing. And he was like, we were talking and he was like, yo, so what's this I'm listening to? I'm like, well, it's the album. He's like, oh man, I gotta get on this album. And I was like, it's done, bro. We just mixed it, you know? And he's like, nah, man, I gotta get on it. So News from Money Matters Entertainment, which is someone who runs my label for me, especially when I'm on tour. He's a person that gets the projects together and helps me produce them. So when Stonebwoy came, I was like, and then News came and whispered, hey, it would sound good, maybe a remix on that song. And I was like, damn, that would be another look, because we did release that mad early. And so with that being said, I was just like, yo, so listen to this song. And I played that one for him. He's like, oh, this is wicked, put on the guns type song. It's amazing. And I was like, would you do the remix, you know? He's like, amazing. And he did the song that day. And then I called the director because we were about to shoot the video to do that song that week. And I called him and I was like, yo, we have Stonebwoy on there now. And he's like, what? Oh, so where is he? And I was like, well, he just left the studio. He said, no, call him back. I will come and shoot him there. So I called him and they both came back and stuff. So everything was kind of like that. There was nothing that I really planned out. I want this to sound this way or that way. There's other works that we have that it didn't make it because it ain't finished yet. Stuff like that is how we put together this album. And you know what, Becca? I think that art should reflect life. It reflects how I'm feeling with the more conscious songs right now. and it reflects me wanting a better time, as in the name, you know, live and living, and looking forward to songs where we get on schedule. In terms of schedule is a song with me and Junior Gang and Ching, and the word schedule is our code word backstage for more Hennessy. So so we're always like, yo, we're not on schedule, and then someone runs around and gets a bottle for us. So I'm wanting those times again, you know what I mean? Even though it's seeming to be a long haul with this thing, the album is just reflecting how I feel and basically natural, you know what I mean?
What an epic concert this is going to be when everything opens up again and you perform this with all your features. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm trying to set that up so it makes sense for a few of these artists. I know I can't carry everyone, but a few to be on tour like how I've been doing with Ching for the past couple of years. You know, we big up to Ching as well. You know, Becca, he is someone who a lot of people didn't really expect much from in the business, in terms of, oh, he's a nice comedic relief. But on the album that we did for him, it's called Turning Tables. Dirty Rock Productions released it a couple years ago. He has some really meaningful songs that, you know, I Did It is one of the songs that comes to mind right now. And it just shows his determination and shows how great of a talent he is. He's streamed 12 million with that album so far. And for someone who at first, when everybody just thought, oh, he's gonna come and give a lot of dancing jokes and you know, food songs, he really proved those naysayers different. He proved himself to a lot of people. And to stream 12 mil is a win for him, a win for my label, and a win for the genre in general, for people to want to look towards trying to do something special. Don't be discouraged, you know what I mean? People like him is a very inspirational story.
Yeah, man, he's got crazy skills. He performed I Did It for Deadly. Maybe we can show a little snippet of that now. But yeah, he's legit for sure. And I love how much you back your artists. I love that you're always bigging him up and pushing him and supporting other people as well, not just your music. So big up for that. I
appreciate it.
I do wonder though, do you ever feel like you're just going to run out of artists to collaborate with in Jamaica? You've literally done so many.
I've done 21 on this one, right?
Yeah.
There's many dope artists, you know. Also, you know, I mentioned DeMarco's name before. He's not on the album as an artist. He's on there as a producer. But also, I have a song on his album that's going to come out later this year. I have a song with Sasko as well on his EP that came out last November. I have a song with Charlie Blacks that just dropped in February. It's called Raven. I have a song with Spice and Shaggy that's about to come out in April 30th. Big tune called Go Down. You know, I've been looking towards doing songs with Jamil. He's actually have an idea that me and him are working on right now. So there's so much more artists. And for me, I've done so much for, you know, within the genre and then for the genre in the international circles. But right now, I'm kind of trying to shed the light on people who I rate and revere, you know. So I'll be doing songs. Oh, I have a song with Rihanna King also coming out on his album that he's working on right now. So with that being said, there's many more. There's females down here. A lot of people have mentioned to me, oh, you don't have no girls on this album. And I kind of wanted to make it be that way because I wanted the focal point to be, big bikes. I wanted the focal point to be, you know, the unity in the community, which a lot of the males don't have. We go against each other a lot. Every year, there's 2 new artists who are huge in the genre, and we all as fans pit them against each other. And, you know, we want to see the clash because it's exciting. But my whole philosophy right now is about unity. So I kind of wanted to show the unity within the especially the factor that kind of does that clashing more than the females. Females do clash. They have clashed before, but it's not on the scale and it's not talked about as much as what the dudes do. So yeah, I saved the females for the next album as well. So
yeah, love that.
We did it that way.
And we have to talk about the big dogs because, like, I mean, Damian Jr. Gong Marley and Buju. These are two of my all-time faves.
Great.
I mean, you must have some stories working with these two. What did you take away from being in the studio with them?
Oh, I mean, Buju to me is a hero. Is somebody who's been through so much adversity and to come out still on top of the game and be putting out amazing music and be touring as well. That's something that I still look up to today. Amazing vibes with him in the studio. He just logged on. Actually, with both of those people you mentioned, it was they picked the rhythm. I came with a few different rhythms and I was playing them and I was hoping that they would gravitate towards this or that one. And they were like, no. Buju actually said, I beg to differ. And he was like, give me back that other rhythm there. And I was like, damn, all right, cool. So with both artists, they're very headstrong into what, their inspiration is. When they get it, they know it and they feel it and they want to go there. So as a producer, you have an idea and you would probably want to be a good producer by encouraging them or nudging them in your direction. But I think the wisdom of it with me would be that I'm an artist and I get those strong inspirations as well. And so the both of them had those moments in us making these songs. For me, the song with Junior Gang, I don't know if you could hear it, but to me, it's so much friendship over the years. I've known him from he was a kid. He was in my brother's class in school growing up. And of course, we all knew Bob Marley, but our parents knew each other and we were in school together. So the camaraderie is there in the song. The studio that you came to wasn't the studio that Junior Gang came to record that song. It was a little before that, and we had fixed up the studio. So now you seeing a nice studio on the inside with the lights and all that stuff. When he came to our studio, it was nothing. It was just 2 boxes and a bench and in the room. And he was like, all right, cool. It was back to essential days. And
Yeah.
we were beating Guinness and drinking, smoking weed and playing a few rhythms. And again, he was like, yo, let me hear about that rhythm with the and he was like, all right. So we played it and he started spitting rhymes. And we was like, yo, that is dope. I had no intention of being in the song, neither did Ching. I just thought he was going to be on it by himself. And I started to kind of hum something and he was like, yo, that's wicked. Let's put it together. And I was like, oh, interesting. We hadn't done a song like that, a party song. We've done a song called Riot, which is more of like a statement song or a more conscious type of vibes. Also, he's on the next album with me with Nicky Jam, and that's a conscious song as well. The album's called Scorcher, and that song, I think it's called My People. Yeah. And it's just about us talking about the place where we come from. And so with this one, it was really fun, and you felt the vibes, and he just wouldn't stop going. So we was like, yo, go record underneath all that Guinness and all the spliffs. We got some work cracked out, and it turned out to be this banger that a lot of people are seeming to like.
It is a very big tune for sure. And I know you spend some time in the UK. You do your promo over here. You tour. Have you had a chance to get stuck into the music scene over here? Is there anyone that you're particularly feeling that's caught your eye?
Just kind of. I've been away from it now for a year or a little more than that. The last time I was in UK to do any work was probably 2019, November. So what's been on the scene since then, I'm not too sure. I think the last time I heard there was a young rapper who was coming up, a little white kid. Excuse me, I don't remember his name right now. But yeah, that's what's his name?
H,
yeah. So he was the last person I heard, and people were like, would you do a song with? But yeah, big up to everybody in the whole community. You know what I mean? I've written many songs with Ray, if many people might not know. Okay. And I think she's an amazing voice, amazing artist.
Yeah,
she's been involved in writing songs with me, and we have a big hit tune that I'm just not ready to put out yet.
Ooh.
Yeah, a big song.
What are you saving it for?
Reggae. Reggae Wonder. I have a lot of songs, Becca. When
I
people
can
ask me
imagine.
and I say I have 200 songs, I really do. I have a lot of songs put down. And what I do every year is I'll pick back some of those up and I'll revamp them and decide, okay, now I could put this out. And I'll do new music to support whatever time period I feel I'm in. So, for instance, like the song with me and Buju was done literally a few months after he came out. But the song with me and Suko was just done in January.
So Scorcher, this next record are you saying it's a poppier record this time round?
It is more like what my EP was a couple years ago. The EP featured Janie Aiko, it featured, Tory Lanez and Migos. It featured people like Dua Lipa and Becky G. So that to me is a poppy approach, even in production wise. I worked a lot with Banks and Ranks on that. In general, I find that to be a more poppy or a more international outlook as to how I could sound. So it still is mixed though.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I like that you're mixing it with Jamaican artists at the same time. The fact that Gwen Stefani is on a tune with Jada Kingdom, is that right?
No, she's on a tune with Shensia.
Oh, Shensia. Jesus. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Gwen Stefani, Shensia. Me and Jada Kingdom have a huge song on it also.
Vibes.
Things like that are dope to me to do in terms of, I see those two ladies that we just spoke about, Jada Kingdom and Shensia, as two ladies really poised, or two artists really poised to do some bigger things for our genre in the international space. So I'm just trying to cement that in people's brain by working with them. I think they always do good music. It's going to show on these couple songs.
You've always been a machine, though, when it comes to putting out music. It's never just been a light-hearted couple of tunes. Like even the early records like Dirty Rock and Trinity, those were like 18, 20 track LPs.
Yeah man.
I mean, this is a constant stream of inspiration coming from you. How do you stay constantly inspired, especially in this last year, putting out 2 records when not that much has happened? We've been at home, we've not been able to see the world. Yeah, I know a lot of artists like to be on the road and experiencing all these different cultures to get their inspiration. So yeah, what are you drawing from?
It's not unfamiliar for a dancehall artist to stay in competition with other MCs here or other DJs here. And it's in no way or no form for me to want to clash them. I just want to be, I hear Skilly Bang and I'm like, damn, he's going on some tough tracks that I wouldn't even consider. Maybe I need to hit up some of them tracks. It's creative competition and it keeps us going.
I heard you talking about the way you wrote Gimme The Light and I loved it. And you were saying that you pretty much freestyled it and then you were really shocked at how quickly it all came together and the fact that you got paid for it.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. Yeah, and it kind of influenced my writing after that. Before that period, I always tried to kind of pen it down because I wanted to be better than I was before. And at that moment, I realized that I can't be better than I am now. I have to be what I am. And doing it over and over again on record or dub plate or stage show is gonna get me more and more perfect. And you are never perfect. There's something always missing from your game, for me at least. And I guess I'm a perfectionist that way. So with Gimme The Light, it was more of a necessity. I was like, as I said, the producer offered me $1,000 and I was like, no, I told him I wanted $1,000 and he was like, I only got 800. And I told him, okay, well, you keep that. And I went on my way. And the next week, I was like, I really need that 8 bills right now. I don't remember what happened, but I was running short. So I called him up. I was like, yo, you still got that 8 bills for me? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, I'm coming to the studio. So it was really just off the top. And I learned from that experience that, hey, this is you. And this is what you experienced last week in the club in New York. People smoking the Joe and passing the bottles, and you was watching these ladies. So I'm going to try to write songs like that from now on, where I'm just talking about the first thing that comes to my head, and not trying to embellish or kind of be more than I am, so to speak, to the crowd, you know.
And how funny that $800 then became your probably your biggest tune today.
Yeah, right.
Hilarious. Actually, what I do find hilarious is the amount of misinterpretations of your lyrics. You must have heard some funny ones over the time.
Yes.
2 decades,
Crazy.
right, of your career. What's the funniest misinterpretations of your lyrics that you've heard?
Well, for me, there's many in the public, but one was private. It was actually my wife, and when she first met me, she and her sister, we were driving around, and they were like, "Can we ask you a question?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Where is Balthazar?" And I was like, "What? I do not know what you're talking about. Why would you think? Do I look like a major in geography where I would know where this place is? How do you pronounce it?" They said, "Balthazar. You said it in your song." And I was like, "No, I didn't say that in my song." They were like, "Yes, you did." And I was like, "Which song is it?" And they were like, "Let me sing it for you. Baby girl, don't cry no more. Tell me, say you can't take the pain no longer. That's the way." I said, "That's the way in Balthazar." And I was like, "No, I didn't say Balthazar." They were like, because they were wondering why I'm from Jamaica and I'm singing about Balthazar. Where is that? But funny things like that happen with my lyrics all the time. I'll be listening to Idonia and be like, "What he said?" Because patois is so vibrant. It's such a vibrant way of communicating. I get it all the time, but that one was a funny one with my wife. At the time, she was my girlfriend. I was like seriously wondering if she had any sense, because the lyrics actually said, "Baby girl, don't cry no more." I said, "Dash away that boy for sure," but they heard "That's the way" in Balthazar, and
legendary.
It's funny. I get a lot for "Gimme the Light" and also "Temperature." People are like, "Bossa laka bakalumbo." They don't know what I'm saying.
That's what most people still do, I feel, which is just hilarious. Right. I love it.
It's funny because even with Bob Marley's songs, English language is what I think he sings, and he has a song called "No Woman No Cry." And I heard a story once about a guy who thought that "no woman, no cry" means that if you don't have a woman, you don't have any problems. You don't cry. You know what I mean? No woman, no cry. It cancels it out. And I had to tell the person, "Nah, no woman." He's saying, "No, babe, don't cry." He's telling her not to cry. And people get lyrics mixed up all the time. For me, I'm a big fan of Nirvana. I don't know what he's saying in some of his songs. I don't know. And then I heard he just writes stuff that sounds good to him, and he doesn't really even mean things at times to him. So again, it is what it is, you know.
Speaking of No Woman, No Cry, I heard a busker on the London Underground singing "No woman, no child."
Wow.
No woman, no child.
Yeah,
I had to give him a quick pound because I was like, bro, you don't know. Right?
No woman, no child.
No child.
Well, that is true. If you don't got a woman, you probably won't have a child.
It is. I mean, he's spitting pure facts there. You're right.
Exactly. Listen, and by the way, you have a neat little singing voice. I might get you in the studio one day, Becca.
Oh shit! I'm glad you noticed because I was giving you my best lungs.
It was dope.
I'm ready.
The king well.
Listen, I've been in your studio now. I know the ropes, so you just call me and I'll give you vocals. All right. I want to do a little quick fire round in a second, but first of all, I just want to remind you of something really hilarious that happened. It must have been a couple of years ago. Do you remember the whole voice note WhatsApp scenario where you thought I was literally dissing your music? You might not even remember this.
Oh, wow. What was that again? I do remember something, but I don't exactly remember what was said. So
let me tell the story. Let me tell the story, right? So me and you must have met. We met at Carnival. I was working on your video, but we actually met at the after party at Carnival. And I think Protégé introduced us. You then went on to give me some really sick dubs, and obviously we exchanged numbers for that. And you would send songs every now and then, which I'm guessing you would send to your broadcast list or whatever.
Yeah.
And so one evening, it must have been about 2 a.m. My phone goes off, And I had a look, I was asleep, and I looked, and I was like, Sean Paul voice note. I'm like, bro, Sean Paul's never voice noted me. I kind of got to listen to this right now. So I open it, and it's just you going, yeah, my G, no worries, it's all good. I'm sorry about that, don't worry. And I was like, I don't know what that means. I don't think that was for me. So I just replied going, yo, don't think that was for me. Haha. And then turned my phone off, went to bed.
All right.
Wake up the next day, I've got like 5 voice notes from Sean Paul. The first one, quite vexed at me, to the point where I literally went all hot because I thought I'd pissed off Sean Paul. And you're like, Becca, I always send you my music. What do you mean it's not for you? It's dancehall. Let your body move to it, girl. Like, it's dancehall music. How you not like it? Like, I went off on one for like a minute. Next voice note.
Oh, damn.
Oh, shit. I thought I sent you a song, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I really thought I sent you a song. So I went off on you, man. That's embarrassing.
It's so funny though, because I was like, I've literally, I couldn't remember what I even said to you. I was like, bro.
Yeah, well, I can't imagine, like, you was like, it's not for me. And I was like, no DJ ever said that to me. I was offended. So I was like, damn.
Imagine if I had the balls to say to Sean Paul, don't like that song. It's not for me, that.
Not for me. Nah. But yo, honestly, that would be good. You know what I mean? I don't like yes people. So I honestly thought at the time you were saying the song ain't for me. And I was determined to win you over. I was like, nah, she's going to like this song one day.
It's true. You weren't straight up rude about it. You were just like, rah, let your body move to it, girl. Like, you kind of like joking around a little bit at the same time, which I respected. You weren't straight up like, delete, block, she hates my music. Ratings for that, man. You're a good sport. I have to say that. Okay, so how do you feel about a quick fire round, Sean Paul?
Yeah, let's do it.
This is something that I used to do when I first started Deadly, and I'm going to continue it because it's fun. It's called Deadly in 60. We're probably not going to get it done in 60 seconds, but let's see, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
All right, cool. Yeah.
All right. Gimme the Light or Get Busy?
Give me the light.
An album that changed your life, somebody else's album.
To Shiloh.
Have you ever been mistaken for somebody else?
Yes.
Who?
Shaggy. Can I tell that story real quick? Let's do the 60 seconds. I'll tell it after.
No, tell it now.
Okay, so I was at a show in Antigua and Shaggy did the Friday night and I was doing the Saturday night. So he does the Friday night and the next morning I get up and I'm at the breakfast, the buffet, and I'm taking up these scrambled eggs and whatnot. And there's a lady in front of me and she turns around and she goes, oh, you were amazing last night. And I was like, that wasn't me. And she goes, that's funny. It wasn't me. And I was like, no, it really wasn't me. That was Shaggy. She kept laughing at me. And I was like, oh, and people had to come and be like, no, that's Sean. Shaggy was yesterday. And she was like, oh, wow. But it was funny because I didn't even realize I was saying to her, it wasn't me. And that's his big song, or one of his big songs. So funny. But yeah. We get it all the time, both of us.
I mean, I don't feel like you look alike, but hey, great story still.
Exactly.
Who would you rather bring to the dance, right? Let's say you're going to go Uptown Mondays. Beyonce's calling you and Rihanna's calling you. Who are you bringing?
Oh, wow. I would bring Rihanna. She's been there already. And she knows the flex.
Rihanna?
With the street dance then. Yeah, Rihanna, yeah.
Because you've taken her to the street dance before, innit?
Yeah, she's been all over town with us, man. Studios, beach, Bob Marley Museum, Pan Chicken. She did it up, and so that was pretty cool to have her here and do that. For that reason, it's one of my favorite collabs in memories because we really she didn't come to Jamaica to work. She came to just chill out. And then we ended up at the studio one of the days, and that song became huge for us. So it was dope memory.
All right, Rihanna's going to the party. See you later, Beyonce. 80s or 90s dancehall?
Wow, that one's really hard. That one's really hard because a lot of my heroes come from the 80s, but the 90s is the golden era. I think it's a golden era because of the rhythms. The rhythms were just so much more put together and dope at that time. I guess 90s. 90s.
Okay, you got to give up one of the following: smoking herb or the ability to listen to other people's music.
Oh, wow. First of all, I barely listen to other people's music now because I'm always listening to my own in the studios.
Okay.
However, I would never give up the opportunity to listen to other people's music. And I can always steam my weed or make brownies. So yeah,
true.
I give up the smoking.
You found the loophole there.
Yeah.
Any celebs that you're crushing on right now?
Celebs that I'm crushing on. I want to do work with Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish.
I think she's dope. Billie Eilish. Yeah, she's dope. And maybe I'm crushing on her music. So yeah.
Fair. I like that. Your wife's in the house, so that's fair enough.
Quiet that one, huh?
First record you've ever bought?
The first record I ever bought happens to be Beat Street. Do you know that record? Beat Street. It was the album for the movie Beat Street. It was a very Shaka Khan was on the album and a couple rappers, but it was when hip hop was becoming known in Jamaica, and the movie Breaking and Beat Street were just the biggest movies to ever watch, and every kid was trying to dance like Electric Boogaloo and all that. It was the first record I bought. It was Beat Street. Yeah.
People always think I'm blank, but really I'm blank. Fill in the gaps.
Wow. People always think I'm... Wow, I don't know what people really think I am, because I really don't know what they think I am. But people always think I'm simple, but I'm complicated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bammy or breadfruit?
Definitely breadfruit.
Roast or fry?
Fry.
What's your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure, 21 Pilots, listening to their music.
Okay. And who's...
Not because they're whack, just because people probably don't think I listen to that type of music.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected that. Fair enough. And finally, who is your hero?
Oh, I have a couple of heroes, being that my first hero, my father was put into prison when I was 13 years old. So my heroes became musicians and sports people. So big up Supercat and big up Michael Jordan, my heroes.
Love it. Sean Paul, it's been a bloody pleasure having you. Thank you so much for your time, bro.
Thank you, babe. And I'll try not to cuss you out on voice notes in the future.
I'd appreciate that very much.
Deadly Links.